Hey, how's it going out there? This is Brandon Manny with Manny's Movement. Hey, can someone in the chat let me know that they could hear me and see me? Before I proceed on with this live Q&A, man, I'm so excited today on this Sunday. Can someone hit the comments? Let me know that you could hear and see me. All right, perfect. Live and direct, Andrew Anderson, Danny Melendez, Nishan, Tiffany J. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Manny, my ear is open. Okay, perfect. What's going on out there? Okay, everybody can hear and see me. I definitely appreciate that. Hey, so today we're just gonna do a live Q&A real quick. I always try to do these at least once a week now, just to make sure that I'm able to answer some questions out there. We got Anthony Jones. All right. Charles Williams, Samuel. Live from Orlando, Florida. Man, I'll be down that way. Matter of fact, next week, going to Florida. All right. So, yep, we should be good to go. I got about 45 minutes to do this quick live Q&A just to help you guys out there when it comes to this trucking industry. I know a lot of you guys out there and girls are definitely inspired to get into the business. So we got 10-time shooter asking a question, freight broker, a dispatcher, pros and cons. Honestly, both of them I recommend. Matter of fact, at 5 o'clock coming up right after this, if you guys haven't signed up for my live webinar, free webinar covering multiple streams of income, I would definitely recommend it. I probably only got maybe about 10 spots left. In the description below, you guys could just click that link. It'll direct you to my website, and you guys will be able to get access to that free live webinar, which is at 5 o'clock, talking about multiple streams of income. So when it comes to freight broker and dispatcher, man, honestly, for me, I recommend that you learn both of them. The pros and the cons is no cons to it. The pros to me, when it comes to freight brokering, there's an unlimited amount of money that you can make. There's not a set fee, basically because you're taking money off the top of the load. So as long as that carrier is satisfied and happy with the actual rate that you're giving him, that's all that really matters, So make sure. So when it comes to dispatching, the how that works is you're going to charge a percentage per load. So in a way, freight brokering has, more opportunity to make more money. Dispatching is a little bit different. The average range for dispatching, the percentage that you're going to charge as a dispatching company is going to be anywhere from like 5 to 10%. So to me, there's no cons when it comes to brokering freight and dispatching, because there's no cons when it comes to making money. But when it do come time to maximizing your profit, I would definitely say freight brokering, you can maximize your profit, because just imagine this: you go get a load from a shipper for $1,500, but the carrier is fine and the carrier is going to be happy with moving it for $1,000. You just made $500 out of it. But if you're doing a dispatching company, you're just going to charge a percentage, so it's a little bit more lucrative, I believe, on the freight broker side than it is on the dispatch side. But I guarantee you both of them are very lucrative because they involve very little overhead. So always remember that when you're getting off into it. All right, let's go. We in the building. Oh, okay. All right. I lost my place. There we go. Okay, Jamal Baker. What's up, Jamal? Hey, bro, would you drive CDL or non-CDL to start out? Honestly, with me, Jamal, man, I've always had my CDL license. So I just always, I'm a big advocate when it comes to having some type of credentials and some type of qualifications. And when you go get that CDL license, you're going to open up more doors for yourself, more options. Not to say that you can't run with a non-CDL, but I would just recommend, if you got time right now, go get your CDL license. And if you don't have time, try it out. Try non-CDL out, see if it works for you. But I would highly always recommend to you guys out there to go get your CDL license because it's definitely going to be an asset to you. And can't nobody take that away from you, when you have your CDL license. So you might want to upgrade one day, because the hotshot trucking, it might not be for everybody. So maybe one day you might want to go get you a semi truck, and trust me, you won't drive no semi truck without having a Class A CDL license. So it's going to be best to have your Class A CDL license. Frank White, what are some tips on finding owner operators for dispatching? Been looking for about a month now. When it comes on some tips to finding owner operators, I don't really know your methods. What are you actually doing right now? I don't know if you're active on social media. I don't really know what your network looks like when it comes to who you know out there. But when it comes to acquiring owner operators out there, man, I just say a month is really not that long. I think you guys get to, I believe a lot of you guys out there who are aspiring to start a business, whether it's a brokerage, freight brokerage, or a dispatching company, I take it that you guys want to acquire them pretty fast. So there's no business. A whole month to me, honestly, is no time, to be honest with you. I mean, it's only 4 weeks. Just keep going, stay consistent, start trying to build your network out there when it comes to finding owner operators. Go to truck stops, go print you off some business cards, start just trying to get out there a little bit more, be more active in whatever you're doing. If you're not active on social media every day, if you're not making multiple posts every day, that means you're not very active. If you're not out in the streets, out at truck stops, passing out your cards, posting your flyers on the bulletin boards out there when it at truck stop, you're not very active. But like I say, I'm not for sure how active you are. I'm just going off of your question. So Jermaine, hold up. Oh, Jermaine, I'm former, you forgot to put the A in Army. I'm former Army veteran, 88 November, living in Orlando. How was the Roadmaster School in Orlando? Want to get my CDL. So good question, man. So that's where I got my CDL from. I got my CDL from Roadmaster in Orlando back in 2013. That was the only school I've ever went to, of course. So I can't really compare it with anybody else, any other CDL school, but it was only 3 weeks, and they gave me the tools that I needed to be successful when it comes to at least driving a truck. Everything you needed to learn was actually at that school. So I got my knowledge. I didn't know how to drive a truck. I didn't even know how to shift the gears. I never been proficient at a stick shift. So they taught me how to drive that truck. And also they let you take the road test with them. So you're going to do everything at Roadmaster. You're going to go get your training, and you're going to go get your CDL, as long as you're able to pass the driving part, which a lot of people seem to fail that, because if your trailer tires run up on on the sidewalk, you automatically fail. So just make sure while you're actually learning how to drive out there, make sure that you're really getting it, because that driving test, if that trailer tire just run up on the curb when you're making them tires, you automatically fail, and you got to come back and take it again. But overall, it was definitely a great experience. I highly recommend it. Anthony Jones, what do you think about 26-foot box trucks? I'm looking to get into that. A question I get all the time about box trucks. Honestly, I've never dealt with box trucks. I've always been into the Hotshot setup. So I always like to tell people this. It don't matter what style of trucking you're in. You could be a Hotshot, you could be a box truck, or you could be a semi truck. They all ran the same. When it comes to booking loads, they're all ran the same. Once you learn how to dispatch, you could dispatch for any style of trucking out there. I just say start trying to do your research and do your due diligence right now when it comes to, about those box trucks. See if you can already get linked in with some dedicated shippers in your area. And that's what I would highly recommend for everybody out there. Always try to figure out how you could build relationships with your dedicated shippers out there that's in your area. Carlos Friedman, how soon can I make decent amount of money starting my own dispatch business? like I just answered that question. I don't really know how consistent you are, when it comes to your own dispatching company, but I guarantee you, if long as you remain consistent and you utilize all of your free platforms like social media and printing off business cards, getting out in the field, which is getting out, going to truck stops, I definitely know for a fact that you should start turning a profit. One thing I want you guys to realize about starting an actual dispatching company, it's a very low overhead company. It's not like you have to go out and invest $100,000 into a startup. You're only investing maybe $1,000 into that dispatch business, if that, So, like I always tell people, don't really get so caught up on, man, I got to go make money and I got to go make it fast. You got to respect the process, and you got to actually make sure that every day you are being consistent in what you do. And trust me, you could turn a profit in a week, or like the gentleman that asked the question earlier, he said he's been looking for owner operators for a month. So it could be a month or it could be a year. It's all about, it's all up to the person, to me. So long as you remain consistent, I guarantee you, man, you're going to be able to turn a profit pretty fast. Ray, oh, sorry about that. Let me see. I got to go back. Okay. Are you available to wholesale house and truck? Are you able to wholesale house and truck? You're able to wholesale houses and you're able to wholesale trucks. I'm not really getting the question, but you can wholesale anything in this world. That's the beauty of wholesaling. I also got a wholesaling ebook that I just put out. It's on my website right now, www.extraordinarymovement.com. If you are looking to get off into wholesaling real estate. Kendrick Crawford, about to get into the business. Good. Hit me up, man. broker@manixtrans.com. What would you recommend starting out with, Hotshot or semi truck? I started out with Hotshot, so it's all really personal preference. It's all about what you really want to start out with. Just make sure you do your research on whatever you starting out with to make sure that you're going to maximize your profit out there. So, Jamal, do you need good credit to start out? Jamal, I definitely highly recommend to always maintain your credit. Let me tell you guys real quick, the most important thing in this world to me is your credit score. Your credit score can open up doors for you. It's people out here that could have $0 in their bank account, but if their credit score is A1 and they have some type of consistent income coming in, man, you might could go apply for, just say, $5,000 credit card or a $10,000 loan, or maybe higher than that. And as long as you utilize that money that is based off of credit, you're not just going out buying crazy stuff, man, you could turn that money into a business. You could turn it into profit. So always make sure that your credit score is always A1. Toad Piglet, why do you use the webinar? Why not just use it on YouTube? Toad Piglet, man, I like to use my webinar, man. It's a little bit different. I'm able to do a little bit different things on the webinar versus the being on YouTube. And I just like to utilize different platforms out here, man. Also with the webinar, the main reason why I like it is because it's an actual way that you could use your PowerPoint, so you can actually share your screen. It's a little bit different from using YouTube versus using the actual webinar style program. And there's more options, man. And I got your phone number too, man. So I know I haven't reached back out to you, but trust me, I'm gonna get with you, and I definitely school you on that webinar because it's something that I believe that, you could utilize too, man. Shout out to Toad Piglet. Yeah, man. Shout out to Toad Piglet. Piglet. Lions Den, salute. What's up? Where we at? Do you know much about the hotshot scene in Washington State? I don't really know a whole lot. I stay away from the West Coast, to be honest with you. But when it comes to Washington State, I'm pretty sure it's just like every other state. You just got to find those areas. You got to find ways to build relationships with shippers out there. So I'm pretty sure Washington State probably ain't no different. It just depends. Now, if you're from the Midwest or the East Coast and you go out west, it's hard for you to get back. out to the East Coast and out, back to the Midwest. But if you're planning on just running on the West Coast, it's probably the same, just like everybody else out there. 10 times shooter. Why is a surety bond so expensive? So it just depends. I have to ask you. I don't really know how much they quoted you at, but when it comes to the surety bond, it's going to be expensive if your credit is not the best. So that's why I always tell you guys out there to keep that credit score tight, because when you go apply for that surety bond, it's all based off of your credit. I've talked to people that their surety bond is $10,000, and that's annually. You guys don't have to pay $75,000 up front for a surety bond. So for me, my credit score is good. It's over 700. My surety bond was $1,600 annually. So I pay $1,600 at one time. And if you want to break it down, of course, it's only a little bit over $100 a month. But for you guys out there, I would recommend to get that credit score up. That surety bond shouldn't be that high. Send me an email, man. Let me know how much your surety bond is. What is the average monthly maintenance cost on one truck and trailer, 10,000 miles a month, including tires? It all just depends, man. Honestly, I get my oil change about every 10 to 15,000 miles. Just depends on my percentage in my truck. I go off the percentage. It's going to let you know on your truck when you need an oil change. And mine is usually every 10 to 15,000 miles. I go to a place called Speedco, which is mostly around truck stops. I don't go to the dealership. When I was going to the dealership, for some reason, they was charging me $400, $500, $600. I can't really remember, but I know now when I go to Speedco, they change out my oil filters and my fuel filters for like $250, somewhere in that area. So, but when it comes to tires, your tires could run anywhere. It just depends how hard you're beating them up, 40,000 miles on the average. But when it comes to maintenance, man, every truck is different, so there's really not like a set fee. I just always recommend to put, money back. Where we at right now? Good afternoon. What is the average sign up on my website? Toe Piglet says sign up on his website if you're looking for owner operators. So go to Toe Piglet's website so you guys can sign up if you sign up on my website if you're looking for owner ops. There you go, Toe Piglet, man. My cousin on here, Corey. That's my cousin, man. He his birthday today. Big shout out to him, man. He just turned big 39 today. So shout out to my cousin Corey. My brother's birthday was on the 19th. So shout out to my brother, Joe Blow. I'm in Cali right now, driving a truck over the road. How can I get into the business in the Hotshot? Hey, man, you just got to do it, man. You just got to keep acquiring that knowledge. If you want to learn how to get off into it, like I always tell you guys out there, hit me up on the email, broker@mannystrans.com. And then, I definitely get back to you, man, when time permits. Toe Piglet and EOM, my 2 daily videos to watch. Brian Smith, hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Me and Toe Piglet, man, we're going to do a collab one day, man. Toe Piglet be out on that road so much, man. But when he come through Indianapolis, I'm going to definitely link up with him and we're going to do some videos together, man. Do you recommend a certain place to get chains, binders, and straps? I got mines from a place called My T Products. Then they also have another big company called U.S. Cargo Control or U.S. Cargo. I think it might be Cargo Control, but do not go to no truck stops, and because they're going to overcharge you for straps and all of that stuff. So make sure you just go to one of those two places, My T Products or U.S. Cargo Control. Jay Jackson, Manny Fresh, stay fresh with it, bro. Hey, I definitely appreciate you. Hey, we got started doing okay. Michelle Richardson, I definitely appreciate you. Manny, you could tell me as a dispatcher how to get access to the load boards if I don't have an MC or a DOT number. So I am a partner with DAT. In my description below, there should be a link. Go click that link and you just fill out your information. You should be able to get access to the load board. How that's going to work is if you don't have a US DOT number or MC number, where when it asks you to put a US DOT number in, you could just toss in like a number, a 6-digit number. And then once you start dispatching for actual owner operators, then you could use their US DOT number. So Just type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to start out. And then once you acquire your owner operators, DAT gonna call you and you just let them know who you're actually dispatching for. F and Raymond, hey, I wanted to know if it's better to do a letter on intent when looking to lease up with someone, a letter of intent to lease on with someone. Yeah, man, send me an email on that one. Hey, Manny, I just applied for my broker authority last week, and meaning while someone is training me for dispatching at 5%, that should be a problem to do both at the same time. No, it's not going to be a problem. I recommend that if you are learning how to dispatch and broker freight, you can actually knock out both at the same time. Please do a live chat Q&A for truck dispatching. So please do let me go back. Hey, Brandon, can you talk about, thanks, bro. Man, I didn't got lost. Hey, Manny. Hey, bro, I'm fixing to get a 3,500 and get on with my dad's company. I have my CDL, but should I take out personal loan for credit unions so I can have walk around money for truck and trailer? Hey, man, I just recommend that. Wow, I just recommend you guys definitely start out with some type of cash, definitely start out with some type of savings account when you do start, because you got to always expect the unexpected, meaning that you never know when you're going to need some type of maintenance. So I definitely recommend. Now, when it comes to a personal loan, man, I'm not no financial advisor, but I wouldn't really recommend taking out a personal loan. I would just recommend you guys to save up some money. So when you do come out, now it's okay to go finance your truck and your trailer, that'll be a loan. But when it comes to money that you should have in your pocket, I would highly recommend to start. You don't really want to start out just everything on credit. You want to have some type of cash, put back. What's good, Manny? My wife wants to go to a webinar for 1,500. Is it too much, or would she be better going to school? I don't know what type of webinar it is. Let me know what type of webinar you're talking about. Quick question: is it possible to dispatch trucks and work first shift? When you work, it just depends on what type of job you have. If you have a job that you don't have a boss or a supervisor that's constantly breathing down your back, if you're able to access your computer, I mean, it is definitely possible. But I have talked to people out there that, that don't have that freedom, that don't really have that freedom to, open up their computers or talk on their cell phones. So it just depends what type of job you have, to be honest, out there, man. Jamal Baker, if your credit isn't the best, how can you go about getting a truck? Would you recommend leasing? By the way, I have my CDL Class B. More specifically, can you make money with the Hotshot CDL or regular? Yeah, I mean, of course, you're gonna make money with a Hotshot, and like I say, you're gonna make money with a non-CDL too. Like I always tell you guys out there, especially since Toe Piglet is on this live right now, I still believe I have to confirm with him, but I believe he Hotshots without a CDL. And I know he makes, pretty good money doing it. So definitely holler at him when it comes to the non-CDL. Neat bro, thanks. Tell me one thing to do to acquire direct shippers. I live in the Atlanta area. The best way to acquire direct shippers is, like I always tell you guys too, you got to get out and you got to start going off into the areas where they do a lot of shipping and receiving that. And you got to start doing and, basically doing the due diligence of walking into these different places so that when you walk into different shippers and then you start letting them know, hey, I'm whether I'm a freight broker or I'm a dispatcher or I have hotshot trucks, semi trucks or whatever, and let them know, hey, I'm looking for some dedicated freight out here. And that's the way that you're going to find direct shippers. Or you could just get online and Google shippers and manufacturers out there. And I guarantee you, the more effort you put into anything, and this is what I highly believe in, the more effort you put into whatever you really want to do, the better the results. Yasha, the Edgar from Tulsa was good. Place to flatbed trailers and car haulers. Flatbed trailers or car haulers. I mean, it just depends. You just have to pretty much just, I would just recommend just Googling it. That's how I found all of my trailers. I'll Google some trailer shops. I'll check their reviews, make sure that they conduct good ethical business. And then I'll go actually go to the shop to see what's going on. So you just got to do your research when it comes to finding some trailers in your area. Hey man, I just gave your name to a potential trucker wanting to go to Hotshot. Hope you don't mind. I don't mind at all. I appreciate it. Hey Manny, this is Adrian. I'm fixing to get my truck. Should I get walk around money from the credit union and go to the dealership and get truck and trailer? Walk around money. Man, I ain't never heard that, man. I don't know what walk around money is. Hey, bro, I'm from India. I appreciate you. Yolanda Simmons. Do you need MC number to utilize load boards to start a dispatching business or use owner operator MC? So with DAT, you don't need a MC number to get access to the load boards. You just need a US DOT number. But like I mentioned before, I'm a partner with DAT. So all you have to do is click the link in the description box, and then you can go sign up with DAT. You do not need an MC number for your for your US DOT number. It's a 6-digit number. Just put 6 digits in that box. They're going to give you access, but they're going to call you to verify that you're dispatching for someone. So before you sign up, still make sure that you have somebody that you're dispatching for, that you should have anyway, because you just don't want to be paying for a load board access anyway. Where we at? Good looking on answering my question. I appreciate it. Need a lot of help. I'm not a driver, have a truck which my expired husband left for me. Now I still want to continue the business. What advice will you give me? Gloria, send me an email at broker@mannystrans.com, and we could definitely talk about that offline. 24 years old. Just started my company, Javon Carter. Manny has been the only real motivation I've had so far. Much respect to him. Hey, man, I definitely appreciate you, man, especially for that comment. I am Canadian owner op. You can help me find loads in Canada and Citizen. Yeah, send me an email on that too, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Toad Piglet, what's your website? Toad Piglet, make sure you put your website up there for everybody. Dirty Red, what's up, big homie? Thank you for doing this. Hey, I definitely appreciate you. Sound Good Studios, I'm owner operator rookie saving for my Ram truck after I get my truck and trailer. How much do I need to start my Hotshot business? MC number and permits. I have a video that I just broke down all of the costs. So just find that video. I believe it's titled how much it takes to start up a Hotshot or a trucking company or something like that. I did it a while ago, but I definitely have a video that I broke all my numbers down. What company to use for the broker bond? I go through JW Surety bonds. Gooseneck or fifth wheel for Hotshot, and why? I never had a fifth wheel, so I can't tell you why on that part. I've always had a gooseneck. I see a lot of the car haulers seem to have an actual fifth wheel, but I never had a fifth wheel. Are you still able to come work for your dispatch company if we have taken your training? So I never said you could work for my dispatch company, but I did give you the option once you take my freight broker training that you can actually come and broker freight under my company. Can you be my mentor, please, Joseph? Yes, send me, like I say, send me an email. I offer mentorship. It's on my website, www.extraordinarymovement.com. Thank you, Manny, for the info and all the content you are providing. Keeping it coming, bro. Army all the way. I definitely appreciate you. And it sounds like you're a military veteran. So I definitely appreciate you, and thanks for your service. Thanks, Manny, for everything. Mad Mike, much love, and Mad Mike channel. Kendrick Crawford, hey, Manny, how does the business seen and look in South Carolina? And have you ever gotten any loads from there? Yes, I have ran in South Carolina and in North Carolina, but I just don't run in those states, of course, consistently. You know, if the money is right, we will go to those areas. But I'm pretty sure, like I say, it's probably just like everywhere else. You know, you just have to really get in and figure it out. One thing I definitely want you guys to do, especially if you're trying to get off into this business, you know, you guys have to start really doing the research, you know, in your own area, and also just doing research on this business, you know, too. You know, make sure it's something that you really want to get off into. You know, just don't get off into something because you see someone else making money out here, you know. So, hey, some of you guys want to do non-CDL, and you guys might see Toad Piglet out there making money, but, you know, he's a rare breed, you know, out there making money just like everyone else. So just don't believe that because you see someone else doing something, because you see me doing it, that don't mean that you're going to be successful at doing it. But make sure you always do your research on what you want to do, and that's going to make you more confident going off into it. Just getting on, are you hiring for your company right now? No, I'm not hiring anybody, but like I say, if you want to go be a freight broker, you can come on and broker freight under my company, but I'm not looking for anything else right now at the moment. What and how many different types of each trailer equipment do I need to purchase when I first started out? Straps, chains, and binders. I recommend about 12 to 15 straps. Whether you want to get the 2-inch or the 4-inch 30-foot straps. Also go get you about 8 chains and 8 binders. So just real quick, 8 chains, 8 binders, about 10 to 12 straps, ratchet straps. I like how you just looked over that clown. Oh man, hey, I already know. I know what you're talking about. Can you get the CDL with a dually? Can you? Man, you know, honestly, I don't know if every state is doing that. Most states want you to actually have a semi trucks in a trailer, you know, to go get your Class A CDL when you take the test. So I believe, man, just call up your local DMV and ask them, you know, and say, hey, can I get my Class A CDL driving a dually truck in a trailer, or do I have to take it with the semi truck? What's up, Manny? Carlos, 90K a year at a local job with great benefits. Is it worth leaving the Hotshot or owner op tractor trailer? That's really something that, you know, you have to think about, you know. So $90,000 a year, and if all you're gonna do is just go jump off in the Hotshot trucking, I mean, I highly recommend always finding other ways to make money too, you know. So you might leave that $90,000 a year and you might get in the Hotshot trucking, and you might not really know how to make money. So make sure you actually, like I say, do your research, you know. And just because you see people on YouTube making money Hotshot trucking, that don't mean you're gonna make money. So make sure you do your research, but also make sure you have multiple streams of income. Like I say, I am about to do an actual live webinar here at 5 o'clock that I'm covering multiple streams of revenue. Basically, I'm going to let you guys get some insight on how I make money outside of just the Hotshot trucking game. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure I might be to capacity. I'm only allowed 100 people, but you guys can still go register. The actual link is in the description below. It'll direct you to my website. Sign up and get on to that live webinar. So like I say, the first 100 people, I'm going to be talking about multiple streams of revenue. Big time trucking. Sorry about that. This keeps messing me up. So I'm just going to have to just roll through some questions real quick. Oh, there we go. Hold up. Sup, Manny? Sup, Manny? I know you did a webinar before on this, but what are the good ideas to earn extra income while in the Hotshot trucking life? Oh, so that's what I was just talking about. I'm actually doing that right after this. Box bed or flat bed on the back of your truck, which one's better? I like flatbed. I don't really know too much about I don't do. I never did done the box. Um, Dirty Red, can you make good money hot shotting or car hauling and not be on the weeks at a time? I'm pretty sure you were saying not be gone at weeks at a time. Uh, it just all depends, you know. You have to start getting linked in with dedicated people in your area. You know, for me, I like to just be out. Like I like my trucks that I hire drivers for. I like that truck just to be out on the road because like I believe in, hey, we're just gonna go where the money takes us. So that's gonna require us to just be out on the road, you know, for weeks at a time. You know, so right now I'm not doing anything local. Everything that I do is just straight out on the road. So I know some people probably out there might could be home every weekend making good money. Honestly, I never tried to just do that because the drivers that I have, they never mind being out on the road. You know, they wanted to be out on the road for 2 to 3 weeks and maybe even longer than that. What up, Manny? Just starting out. What is a good business bank to have? I got 2 banks. I go with Navy Federal, which I have a business account with them just because that's my bank when I was in the military, and also when I got out the military, I opened a Chase bank account with Chase business account. I'm a mentor with Shift with Swift, been driving for 2 years, 42,000 saved up credit 674. What's your best advice on the steps I should take on moving forward for as bossing up? No Cap Trucking. Hey, send me an email at broker@managedtrans.com, man. That's going to be something that we definitely want to do on like a mentorship level, just so I could give you the most attention and the best advice possible. Because right now, honestly, I don't have a lot of time to go into that. I got about 10 more minutes before I switch over to do a live webinar. Star Status, this guy is my mentor on YouTube. Hey, Star, man, I always appreciate you, man. You always comment on every video, man. I feel like I know you. So big shout out to Star. Jeremy Gasway Enterprise Lease. So if he wants any information on Enterprise Lease, hey, reach out to Toe Piglet. I believe Toe Piglet right now has his truck and it's through Enterprise. Reach out to him, see how he's actually doing, and see if it's something that he will recommend to you guys out there. Seldom seen do have to have a brand new truck. You don't have to have a brand new of anything. Just always ensure what you're actually getting out there is going to make you money. So when you guys are buying used, make sure you're taking someone with you like a diesel mechanic, or make sure you're taking someone with you that's knowledgeable when you're buying used equipment. And then hopefully, you know, you could use their judgment. And hey, sometimes buying used equipment might be the best bet financially. You know, it might save you money. Jake Martinez is crazy. I've been following your journey before I PCS to Fort Campbell, and now I found out you was an old XO for my company, 96 ASB. Yes, I was. I was the XO, the executive officer in 96. Aviation Support Battalion, and I appreciate you, man. I wasn't an XO for too long because I put in my resignation to get out the military, but I definitely appreciate you, man, and thank you for your service. Natalie, Manny, I really appreciate that you take your time on Sunday afternoon to answer all of our questions. I definitely appreciate you. Like I always tell you guys, one thing about life is that this hustle never stops. You know, it is honestly no days off. And when I tell you guys that I don't live for the weekend, you know, because I don't. You know, when it's a Wednesday, I don't even know it's a Wednesday because every day is a hustle, it's the grind. So I always try to inspire people to not just live for the weekend. Don't be on a Thursday like, man, I can't wait till Friday. I can't wait till the weekend. And once Sunday come, you basically you don't want Monday to come. Honestly, I'm happy for Monday. I can't wait till Monday, you know, because I got stuff planned and I got money to make Monday morning. So I definitely appreciate you for taking the time out watching me. Marcus Smith, hey, Manny, do you operate during the winter months? Yep, it's 24/7, really, 365. Who can you recommend for a 24-year-old to start out hotshot business? send me an email. I'm pretty sure you might just want to just ask me a question about maybe you starting up a business or something like that. Bank to have. Let me see real quick. I lost my spot. I'm gonna run for about 5 more minutes. Hopefully some of you guys that's on this live YouTube right now are going to actually be on that live webinar that I'm about to do here in a second. Hello, in a great you live. I'm looking at medium trucks. Yolanda, thank you for answering my questions. Is the freight lane good in the state of Iowa? I believe it's not really that bad, to be honest. I've talked to people in Iowa. I never really ran in Iowa a lot, but I talked to people in Iowa and I asked them like, hey, is there freight coming out of Iowa moving around? And like, they never told me they had, like a bad time finding freight. So I believe it's not as bad as what I thought it was. Hey, when are you going to do live on dispatching? Thanks so much for your time. Live on dispatching will be August the 10th at 9 a.m. Visit my website for more information. There's a lot of freight in and out of Arkansas with Hotshots. Okay, so maybe he's letting us know there's a lot of freight in and out of Arkansas with Hotshots. I never really been into Arkansas a lot. Like I tell you guys, I like to stay east of the Mississippi River. Jordan, as a CDL holder, can you seal a driving record for better company and opportunities? As a CD, sorry, man, I'm gonna have to keep rolling. Do you recommend the military as start for solid foundation? So, hey, I never got this question asked about the military. I highly recommend it, to be honest with you guys. Like the military has definitely been the only reason why I'm able to be here and doing what I'm doing right now, honestly, is because of the military. I put my work in, I served. So nothing was given to me. A lot of people think because you was in the military that, money was given to you or whatever was given to you. Honestly, the money wasn't that great, but one thing about the military is that it gets you away from your family. It puts you in a position that you have to challenge yourself. I believe a lot of people in this world, they're not really, putting themselves up to a challenge. So I definitely recommend it, man. It's definitely was my foundation. And like I tell you, man, I wouldn't be here without it, to be honest with you. Manny, what should I look for in a driver before I hire them to drive for me? That's going to be a mentorship question right there, man. I could walk you through the whole process. Go visit my website, www.extraordinarymovement.com. Go sign up for that mentorship. Thanks for all of your advice and talks in dispatching the trucking business. I appreciate you, bro. Darian Hughes, I appreciate you too. Harrington, thank you, Brandon, for being such a great inspiration and offering a path to many to success. I appreciate you. Cortez, Mr. Extraordinary Movement, always showing love and giving out valuable information and motivation for those. Hey, man, I definitely appreciate you. Big Time Trucking, how do you feel about cash at drop or always go through a factoring company? With me, man, I never did COD, man, cash on delivery, to be honest with you, because I want my money. I want to make sure I get my money. I don't like to haul loads out here and they tell me, hey, when you get to the receiver, we're going to do cash on delivery. Now, I believe a lot of people that haul cars, they do cash on delivery. But as me hauling freight, only time I ever have been in that position that a broker has said, hey, I'm going to do cash on delivery. It was because they weren't even factorable with my factoring company. So basically, they probably wasn't even credible anyway. With freight, you don't really do a lot of cash on delivery. Now, that's more for car hauling. So I definitely recommend going to a factoring company. Texas is up and running. Guys, me and my lady had one combo with Manny, and we are truck trailer CDL DAT Load Board ready. First load next week. Retired Sergeant Major. Hey, what's going on out there? I definitely remember that conversation, man, and I'm glad to see you guys are actually got everything up and rolling out there. Sean Pearson, what are some things you need to take into consideration when it comes to insurance? What type What type of kid of our insurance do you need to start? What kind of type of insurance, commercial insurance? Just make sure you have the basics, which the FMCSA requires $750,000 general liability to get your MC active, but all shippers will require $1 million. And make sure you got $100,000 cargo, collision and comprehensive. That's something that's up to you. Anthony Jones, congrats G5. Rita Reed, this guy's very thorough, nice. We appreciate you, B. I definitely appreciate you. Ron P. Do you use TAFS for the brokerage? So yes, for my actual brokerage on the factoring side, I do use TAFS too. So do you, Cornell, Mr. Mentor Free, what's up, bro? I just opened my business account with Navy Federal. Hey, that's what's up, man. I definitely appreciate that, man. So like I say, man, I got a live webinar that I'm about to do on my actual webinar software. Some of you guys will attend it. Some of you guys have attended my live free webinars that I do. I want to bring as much value as I can with the time that I'm allotted. And I try to do, this on Sunday for a couple of hours, do a live webinar. I mean, do a live YouTube, and then I roll off into a live webinar. Like Toe Piglet asked me earlier, why don't I do live webinars on YouTube? Because live webinars is not really me doing a live webinar on my live webinar software is very easy, very convenient. I could share my screen. I can show you guys my PowerPoint. I could do everything on my live webinar out there. So YouTube is not really that advanced right now. YouTube is just more for, hey, let me get on here. Let me answer some questions. So if you guys ever want to get more insight, and more thorough information, check me out on my live free webinars that I do hold once a week. And the way that you can sign up for that is always through my website, www.extraordinarymovement.com. Very simple process. Go sign up for that live free webinar right now. Look like I got about 20 people on it at the moment. So I'm about to actually roll off into it. And I know a lot of you guys that's on here right now, you're probably going to roll off and start logging into it right now. Hey, so like I always tell you guys out there, man, I definitely appreciate everybody, that actually takes the time out to watch my videos, because I was just like everybody else, man. And I inspire everybody out there right now. Go start you up a YouTube video, a YouTube channel, start documenting your journey, your successes out there. Start putting it out there. You guys got to bring value to other people. I know there's a lot of people on this webinar right now. On this live YouTube that has a lot of knowledge in their area. And trust me, there's going to be some type of audience for you, man. So I encourage everyone to get on YouTube, man. Everybody going to start with 0 subscribers, and then you just going to watch it grow, man. I've watched Toe Piglet grow, and I'm pretty sure Toe Piglet has watched me grow. So I want to watch everybody out there grow. So I definitely appreciate everybody, man. If you guys have any questions, like I always tell you, send me an email at broker@managedtrends.com. Go visit my website, www.extraordinarymovement.com. CEO, commit, execute, and be obsessed. Everybody be great out there. I'm about to end this live webinar now.